This is for the sled dogs in the trenches. Real hockey parents, real stories. The good and the gong show. No filters, no sugarcoating, no politics. Just straight hockey talk and the best guests around the barn. Welcome to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast. All right, boys, grind them corners, chirp responsibly, and bring that savage fire.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition, this time in Lake Placid edition of the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast.
That's right.
On location.
I was going to say live, but not live. Recorded.
No.
It
was recorded live.
Recorded live on location from the lovely boardroom at the Mirror Lake Inn in Lake Placid, New York.
Good.
Now, it's your first time here, no?
No, it's the Mirror Lake Inn, yes. Second time in Lake Placid.
Sorry, that's right.
First time as an adult. I was here as a kid, played on the Rink of 1980.
Right.
And I remember that was the first time I played teams from Canada, and we got smoked, but whatever. It was still a tremendous experience coming up here and just being a part of it. You know?
Yeah. So you haven't been ever since you're 14.
Probably about that. The rink then was still the Olympic-sized sheet. It was the international sheet.
That's
and
right.
I remember just being like blown away at like how much further the puck carried into the corners.
A lot of ice to cover.
There was more ice. It was noticeable.
Yeah, especially as a defenseman, walking that blue line, thing that never ends.
Listen, when I was 14, I was definitely not walking any blue lines, and I was not in the best shape.
Fair.
So I think it had less to do with the increased ice size and more to do with my
wind capacity,
my general
overall
preparedness and fitness.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah,
listen.
But,
so what is your? But it's first time up for your kids and your wife, no?
Yes, it is.
What do they think of the place?
Oh, they think it's great. I mean, it's been a total treat.
They're skiing today.
I'm gonna move over a little bit.
This
camera situation, still kind of figuring some stuff out.
Yeah, listen.
But
it's a work in progress.
Yeah, everything's a work in progress. Always.
Life is a work in progress.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's for sure.
But yeah, listen, it's such a nice, small, quaint town with like loads of winter sporting history. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have the Can-Am tournament.
Yeah.
We got the ECAC going on.
Yeah.
There's families and kids everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's, the lake's frozen. There's dog sledding.
Yeah. Isn't there like a cross-country championships? Something's going on.
There could be. If wherever it's happening. I haven't noticed any cross-country people necessarily.
They were staying here when we first got here.
Oh, maybe it's over now?
A lot of Olympic rings on like Audi jackets, sponsored by Audi, Olympic ring.
I could go buy a jacket with an Audi ring.
No. I'm pretty sure this was given to them.
Oh, yeah? They were high-level athletes?
Yeah.
Not like just general supporters of the Olympics?
I think they're gone now because when we checked in here to Mirror Lake on Thursday, there were banners in the lobby.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, welcome Team USA.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, yeah. There were a bunch of them standing in the lobby.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So,
nice.
like I said, there's a lot going on here this weekend.
Yeah.
And there's a ton to do. Your wife did a little dog sledding.
Went dog sledding yesterday.
Right.
They're skiing today.
Right. At Whiteface.
I think Nancy saw that it was closed, but the luge or the skeleton or the bobsled.
That was a shame.
Yeah, I would love to do that myself.
Me too. I would have done that in a heartppartment, by the way. Yeah. I think it closed because it got warm the week before we came here.
Right.
I think it was like 55 or 60 here for like a couple days. So apparently they shut the skeleton or whatever it is down.
That's annoying.
I
get it, but like it would have been great for the kids.
It would have been
opportunity on that.
It would have been sick for the kids. And there's also there's like a slide, if you call it, like that's at the other end of the lake by the post office, not far, right by the rink.
Yeah.
Where you get like a toboggan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you go down this thing, and it empties you onto the lake, and
you just go.
Just shoots you out. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually saw videos of that.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I haven't seen it open.
No.
Doesn't look like it's been open. No.
What, I mean, this time or
yeah,
ever?
I don't think it's open right now.
Oh, but you've been here in the past?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
We've done it a bunch of times.
Oh,
yeah, we did it.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so
No,
sick.
we did it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Normally when it shoots out on the ice, it goes like a couple hundred yards.
Yeah.
And you could tell the idea is to not have the toboggan spin.
Yes.
Because obviously it kills your distance.
Right.
So you try not to lean a certain way. So if somebody's leaning, the sled starts to spin on the ice. Yeah. So if you stay,
a pro tip.
If you stay straight, you can try to go as far as you can. And normally when it starts to spin, sometimes it dumps over.
Oh, so if you're gonna spin, maybe it's better when it's not so fast.
Yeah, try not to spin if you can.
Yeah.
If you can handle that.
Pro
but
tip
exactly. Pro
Jamie.
tip. We've been here a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, but
I can see why.
Yeah, listen, but I'm sorry it's not open for you guys this time because it's fun.
Yeah, listen, I bet there'll be another time. After
100%. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming up here next year for this too.
For sure. And listen, I got to say, just being, near, collegiate hockey, playoffs and going to the games, like the atmosphere was pretty good.
Pretty cool.
The atmosphere was pretty good.
Yeah.
Although I did think it was strange that there was only one band in the building at a time. It made me think that...
I did too, by the way. It's like, one was Cornell for the Cornell-Princeton game.
Yeah, and then Clarkson.
And it was Clarkson for the Clarkson
Dartmouth game.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. You would have thought the other one would have been on the other side.
Yeah, there would be two.
You would think so. I wonder why that was. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, it's like if you go to a college game, they'd have to coordinate who's playing what when.
Who's like the home team or something like that?
Yeah, because if you go to a college game, only the home band is playing. The away band doesn't travel to the away rinks, right?
That's true. I'm trying to remember when we went to the Bean Pop final up in Boston. I'm trying to remember if there were two bands. If there was a BU band and a BC band. Man, I don't remember.
Well, either way.
Yeah, I want to say there was, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to say you had one of each.
Yeah.
I think you did, now that I'm thinking about it. I think there was one of each.
You know what else is pretty cool? Like, you clearly see that there's, like, a lot of parents and families here of, like, players. And we ran into Mr. Gorman.
Yeah, in the lobby here. Yeah, we were having
did.
breakfast this morning. Yeah, he's had a bunch of kids go through Princeton and play.
I think there was 3.
And he said he played there, too.
Yes.
Nuts.
Yes. Oh, no, maybe it wasn't 3. Maybe he has 3 kids. I think the youngest one's at Holy Cross now.
Yeah, right.
At Holy Cross.
Right.
And it seems like this might be his middle one that's currently playing in Princeton.
I think this was his last one. I think this was his older one. Am I
This
wrong?
is his, oh, no,
I don't know why.
Either way, either way, whatever.
Yeah, we talked about a bunch of stuff.
It was
Maybe
cool to like talk to him.
It was cool.
Meet his wife. They were lovely.
They were lovely. Yeah. We ran into him in the lobby with his Princeton gear.
But just
and
seeing
had
like
breakfast right next to them.
It's just the people that are here, like they're just not necessarily casual fans. Like they're here for good reasons to support family. They're like alumni. They're diehard like sports fans, and so it's just really great to be around that atmosphere and seeing like the mascots like running through the
the lobbies of the rinks.
Yeah. Bands and everyone's just having a good time.
It's a cool scene.
Yeah.
And thank you to the ECAC for inviting us to this, by the way. I mean, we need to shout
out Doug Christensen, ECAC,
and
Nick.
Yeah, thank you so much. Everybody that helped us get here.
Julia.
Julia. I mean, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, so thank you all for that one.
Yeah. The staff's been great. They've been very helpful. It's been great.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I'm glad that we got invited because this is a very cool scene.
Yeah, and then seeing like just the younger kids, for the Can-Am tournament coming through from like, all the different jerseys and just
team
the
dressed
whole,
in pink.
The whole atmosphere. Yeah, I think it's a team from Minnesota actually.
Is that what that was?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean like bright pink.
Bright pink. It's like, yeah.
Can't miss it.
No, you cannot. It's like highlighter pink. Like head to toe.
Yes, one of the kids were interviewed last night by the MC.
I think it's like the Minnesota Miners, maybe
something like that. I think you're right. Yeah.
Minnesota Miners.
The MC last night during the Princeton Cornell game had one of the kids on who was in like a pink suit.
Yes. Oh, I saw him walking around earlier
Did you?
in the day. Yeah,
like a legit pink suit.
Yeah.
Like that was impressive, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where you even find a pink suit. Where does one find a bright pink suit?
I bet Amazon.
Probably. Yeah, I memean that suit reminded me of Dumb and Dumber, the powder blue,
and the orange,
right? That's right, it was orange. I forgot what the other color was. You're right, it was orange. But that kid was styling.
Yeah, and that hype guy that was funny.
That hype guy was. I remember we were here 2 years ago just as regular fans, not actually with the ECAC, just watching as casual fans, and. That guy was there. It's
his recurring gig.
This is not his first rodeo.
No, it's not, huh?
No way.
He was pretty comfortable. Sometimes it was a tough crowd to work with.
100%. He's very comfortable in that role.
Yeah.
It's funny. We saw him walking around like early on the day. It So a little context. Scott and I were at the rink yesterday from, I don't know, 8 a.m. till
8 a.m. to like 10 p.m.
8 a.m. to 10 p.m. It was a long day yesterday. We pulled a long day yesterday, but he was walking around a bunch.
Yeah,
and
so.
I wasn't sure who he was until when we came into the rink for the first game, Dartmouth Clarkson, and he was high-fiving all of us on the way to our seats.
Yes.
Then I was like, oh,
that's
I remember this dude.
Yeah.
And I didn't put together when we saw him walking around, but yeah, man, awesome like day at college hockey yesterday.
Yeah, and we were talking about this also, and I'm not familiar with all the other sites where other college hockey tournaments are happening.
Right.
But I mean, coming up to Lake Placid, I mean, yeah, sure, like you're playing at the Boston Garden, or you're playing at like a major like NHL venue, like that's like so sick.
I think most of them
do something along
major
those lines.
NHL venues for the conference championship.
But to come to like Lake Placid to be a part of the history, I mean, I showed you. I will post it on Instagram, but the clip of that cyber truck that was parked in front of my hotel.
That was very cool, by the way.
That was like wrapped in American flag, like literally like a proper car vinyl wrap. And the hood was the image of like
the boys winning the gold.
The gold medal.
Yeah.
So,
not the 1980 boys.
No, like
the boys that just won it. Yeah. That was cool, by the way.
So
he did that.
There's like a spirit here. There's like a vibe here that you're not going to get anywhere else, and it's just really so cool to be a part of it.
Special place.
It is,
especially if you're a hockey fan.
No doubt.
Or like a winter sports fan.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's funny to find out about hockey. So in between both games yesterday, after the Dartmouth Clarkson game, we had like an hour to kill, 45 minutes between games ish. Because we have tickets to both games, so we walk into the subway across the street, right? And Scott and his family we're going to go pick up rental skis because his family's skiing in Whiteface now, but and the place was closed, so my family was online at the subway right across the street from the rink, and Scott's family kind of walked in behind us, and you were a couple people behind us in line, right? So convenient to grab a sandwich and go back in the rink. And I started talking to this kid behind me who happened to be a hockey player. Goalie, right? At the private school that has a location right kind of in the middle of Main Street. Northwood?
North something.
North something Academy. I want to say Northwood.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, you look it up.
James. Let me get on that.
I want to say you have Northfield, I have Northwood in my head. Whatever it is.
You got wood on your mind?
Hopefully not. It's in the middle of Main Street in Lake Placid. So, so we're talking to this kid, and apparently he said he plays at AAA, and apparently the athletic trainer, is that it?
I think he was like a physical therapist. It's Northwood.
Northwood, okay.
So you were right.
Northwood Academy on the strip there.
Damn it.
Sorry. So I'm talking to the goalie, really nice kid. And apparently the physical therapist for that team was standing behind Scott. And I didn't find this out until, the kid left after I was done talking to him, and he left with his girlfriend, that I knew he was a goalie because we were kind of talking about hockey. But apparently the physical therapist didn't know that Scott and I were together, because we were separated by a bunch of people online. So the guy starts talking to Scott, and he was telling you how this kid's like really legit.
Yeah, he's saying he's
like major goalie,
a phenomenal goalie. I think he's from just outside Ottawa,
Canada,
and
he comes down here to play at this private school.
He's playing there, and then he's also I think he just turned 15.
Yeah,
and, he's playing.
That's what he said.
At least one birth year up with the U16.
He told me he's a 2010.
He's a 2000. Okay, so
because I said,
that's like the Soros year.
2 years older than
the Soros a 10 also.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So it was, and apparently the physical therapist was telling you, because he was listening to my conversation with the kid, and he was saying that he was like playing himself down.
Oh yeah, he said he's like, I love hearing this kid talk. He's so humble, but he's such a star. Yeah. And he did not come off that way at all. He was just saying like, I'm in 2010. I play right here, And he was saying like when he goes for a run like around town, he's like, I can't believe I get to like, run by like Herb Brooks Arena and that's what the kid was saying.
Yeah, a really nice kid, but it's a special place, man.
Yeah.
It's So that was a funny story, kind of talking like a hockey kid.
And you know what else was cool, like with the boys? So like our families are here, and we were at the games last night, and like our boys were like we were sitting just above the player tunnels.
Yeah.
And so when the players were coming in and out, the kids would run down to like closer to like the front row so they could get a high five. But just like it's. Unlike a professional game, you get a little bit more access. You get a little bit closer. Right. It's not as crowded. It's not as this, and just like seeing our kids just like getting up close, like near the boards, and like getting high fives from the players.
They were into it.
It's just like you get into it, and it's just something special that they're gonna remember,
Yeah, they were trying to ask the coaches that we interviewed yesterday for like broken sticks or like stuff like that.
Part of me was like not cool. I mean, how about you say good job, guys?
Yeah.
Every kid over there's like, can I have a stick? Can I have a stick?
It's true. They kept trying to get a hold of Tapper and Jonesy.
Yeah.
To get so we had some interviews up here that they went well.
They were great.
The content,
you could only hear them.
The content was fantastic. Unfortunately, we had, which we found out this morning, one of our cables, one of our mics, was no bueno.
It was not working well. It was cutting out. So what we're gonna do is look to put an episode out that we're going to clip together, like as much as we can from the different interviews, because it was great talking to all three coaches.
Yes.
And we'll hopefully get that out. If not, if it's just
not able
choppy,
to be able to be fixed,
then we'll get them on again, and we'll still be able to able to hear from them. But these are younger guys with younger families who are coaching at the collegiate level, have been players themselves, played at high levels, and now they're like twofold. One, helping the college age kids go through their process, and then also realizing that they've got young kids. And even just talking to Tap,
he was great.
Just listening to him, he's got a 2012 and a 2014.
And a 2014, my Dom's age and Otto's age, which is crazy.
And just hearing him say, like, I'm in the middle of this, and I know, but at the same time,
that was so cool. By the way,
you're going through it, and you're like, am I doing right by my kid? Does he need to do more? So even coaches, and even those as well connected to the game,
and
also,
that know better.
Yeah, because it's like, look, because at the end of the day, it's true, right? Like every situation is different. There's so many different paths. Each kid has their own unique like strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. And so it's like, as a parent, like you don't have a crystal ball. And even though what like, conventional wisdom, or maybe in hockey it's unconventional wisdom, will tell you, it's still hard as a parent to navigate that.
Yes, it's funny. Did he say that off air or on air? I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's funny. He opened up a little bit when we got off air. He's like, I couldn't fucking believe this. She's like, holy shit. Like, he's like, oh my God, like I didn't realize what fucking went on. He's like, and I know better. He's like, and I find myself like, you go like, am I doing this right, or should I be skating more? Should I be right? Like that was surprising to hear from somebody who knows better. But they, like he said, you get wrapped up in the FOMO.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to get wrapped up.
Yeah.
Which was, so that should make all of us parents feel, I guess,
less crazy,
comforted. The fact that even somebody who's a professional who knows, right from wrong, and that's not saying that we don't, but he knows how to act. And he even gets kind of wrapped up in the FOMO sometimes. And he kind of brings himself back down to earth, But that was pretty wild.
Yeah. And listen, I think that there are times like nothing is a straight line, and even if like you take a balanced approach, it's not going to be balanced in every decision and every month or every year. Like you might have some years where you're pushing harder, and then you might have some years where you're not pushing as hard, or whatever the makeup is. As long as you're not on the extreme ends of the curve, you're probably in the right spot.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. But it was really interesting to hear that about like from like a college assistant coach. He was great. I thought he was. I thought he was fixing your mic there, buddy.
Yeah, because I
think it's supposed to be tilted towards you. By the way.
Well,
Can you turn it?
Yours is not tilted towards you. Yours is tilted towards me.
I suppose that's true.
So I'm trying.
Scott and I are trying to figure out. We're still in the process of trying.
We are figuring it out.
We are figuring it out, but we're in the process of figuring out what works best where, audio-wise, video-wise. Not as easy as you think. Hopefully, it comes through looking easy on the consumer end, but it's definitely not easy.
No, it just takes time. It takes time,
does,
patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, I think, one thing I want to do today is when we get back over to the rink.
Yeah.
We got some, and again, thanks to the ECAC, Doug Christensen, Nick, Julia, etc. Thanks again. We got media credentials, so let's take advantage of those and let's head down, downstairs. Let's see what kind
definitely
of behind the scenes stuff we can check out. Maybe
100%.
we'll record, over there, or at least go live. So
yeah, no, definitely, we definitely can. Also, something else I wanted to shout out to our parents, which I thought was pretty wild. So we were talking to that one parent who has a kid playing, and it's funny. We all think that you all know that parent on your team that is bent out of shape because his kid's not playing a bunch.
Yeah.
Right. And you could see by their body language and how they talk, they're clearly not happy, right? And I thought that, once if my kid were to go play D1 at XYZ college, that I'd be good.
Right.
It wouldn't matter what kind of playing time he got because he reached a pretty impressive pinnacle, right? And he was yeah, no. He's college parents get pissed off too if their kid's not playing.
And
it was just crazy to hear that.
But maybe at first, but because you just think wow, that's a dream come true unto itself.
That's what I mean.
You're playing NCAA D1, right? However, when you're in the throes of it, and what are you doing now?
I just want you to cover it.
Oh, my microphone.
Yeah, you don't want to cover it. Yeah, you just don't want to cover it. Your cardigan is covering it.
Thans for asking.
Yeah.
But,
I wasn't really asking. I was kind of just
no, I know. I was
showing you.
I was loosely tying in.
Yes.
Dumb and Dumber reference.
I was wondering where that was. My bad.
Yeah, that was
Pullover.
Cardigan.
Well done.
Anyhow,
did I just throw you off? Sorry.
No,
continue.
You're good. But the fact that you get to a high level, you still have that compete. You still have that desire to want to prove yourself. And if you're not getting playing time, I can imagine competitive people not being okay with that, even if you're not playing after you're done with Princeton or wherever it might be. It's it's probably hard to spend your entire life working to reaching that goal, and then it's not what you maybe expected. Maybe you thought you were going to get more playing time, and then you're
Yeah, no,
right?
fair.
It's got to be difficult.
Well, I think that's what he was saying. He was saying it doesn't matter what level it is.
Right.
It's still difficult.
It's still difficult.
Which was surprising to hear.
Well, and you know what else?
I didn't think that, but when he said that, it made me go, oh, okay, I get it.
Right.
Yeah. He said it never stops, even at the NHL level.
Right.
It never stops.
Well, again, and that also there's probably some people that have the attitude that are just and whether or not they're less competitive than the guy that's all bent out of shape or whatever those qualities are, I can see both sides of it. If you step back, I made it to the NHL. I every day I wake up playing the NHL is just gravy on top.
Yeah, you checked every box for the most part.
You checked every box, and I'm a happy camper.
Yeah.
But there are some people that just and understandably or just want to compete and do better and do better.
Yeah.
And it's hard to accept the fact that what others are telling you is your best. You might not believe that.
Yeah. It
might not be true.
It was eye opening.
Yeah.
Well,
in the same.
We got to have him on, by the way. That dad.
Yeah. Mr. Gorman.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son's number 16, Princeton.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on him today.
100%. I think he plays a bunch.
Yeah.
There
were some impressive players out of this. But one thing I just wanted to share before we switch topics maybe is when we were talking with the coaches, a piece that I thought was interesting as we were talking was how, all right, there's players that are playing their last game this weekend.
Yeah.
Right, they're not going on to play the next level, whatever it might be, and so at some point they come to that realization, right? And at some point they're they're a student athlete that has big time responsibilities, on the academic side because they're planning for their next chapter, which isn't hockey.
Yeah.
But they're also committed to a team that they need to give their all.
Yeah.
And
at the moment,
it's probably a real test of character when you have a kid that's is what. I'm done after this, but I still have to treat this my second job, so to speak,
Yes.
And I never thought about that until we started talking to these coaches because there's an offboarding part that happens with all these players when it comes to the end of the road.
No question.
And it's just interesting to hear how they're, players, like you see true character when they know they're not going to keep going, but they're going to continue to give it all, practice in, practice out.
It's hard, you were saying.
And
hard to keep them connected.
And
with
imagine
the
you're also not getting that much playing time, and you're not going to play hockey.
Correct.
And now you're part of this thing
that
is not giving you what you were hoping it was going to. But you have to give it everything you got.
And he said the coaching staff has a tough time of having to keep that person engaged, which I think he mentioned. I think Tapper was mentioning that, if I'm not mistaken, right? From Dartmouth. He was saying how, I don't want to say to combat that, because I guess you never really know, but he said during the recruiting process, you recruit good kids from good families that are, more like team oriented as opposed to self, right? As opposed to like me. And generally that carries them forward, even if they are having a tough time with playing time and stuff like that,
For sure.
Hopefully that character guy, when it gets hard, is still going to try to run through a brick wall for the team, even if he's not playing so much.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, we got some really interesting tidbits of information from those coaches.
Yeah. So we're going to work on getting that spliced together.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will. We're going to do a few more recordings before we head out here. We got the finals tonight. Princeton, Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be awesome.
We'll probably go live. We'll probably get over to the rink and record some more. So we'll drop some video content as we get things
definitely
ready to go.
Yeah.
And this has just been so far, and it's certainly not over. An amazing weekend of full of hockey and just meeting great hockey people, families, etc.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's definitely been great. Yeah. I'm looking forward to coming back next year.
Yeah.
It's the ECAC puts on a very impressive event.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, Lake Placid is great.
And like you were saying, in this setting it's tremendous.
Yeah.
I know I'm sure if you've been following us on Instagram, you're seeing our stories and you're seeing all of our clips. It's it's a magical place.
Yeah. No, it's really great.
Yeah.
So way to go, ECAC.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Doug
Good job.
Christensen and crew.
Yes.
And looking forward to a great final tonight.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Let's wrap it up.
All right, sounds good, everybody.
All right.
See ya.
Peace.